So you all need to do your own self-directed learning in the PowerPoint. If I were you, I read. One day I can finish everything. Yes. All the PPT. Okay. For example, so let me show. You know the schedule there. So let me show you where is it. So I have how many? So I read. This is my AIPF. I read. Okay, where is project? So you can see. Project is anything that has an objective, start and end. Okay, the objective, start and end. And they will talk about what is your scope means. What are the things that you have? What area you want to do? Don't know. Okay, I show you. Okay, if you go and search project management course. Okay, project management course. Can you see there's a this one PMP certification course. This whatever you learn, if you want to go outside, you want to get the cert. This cert is valid for 2 years. Okay, and a lot of the if you want to do any project, you need to have this cert to so to speak that you credential. Okay, but the cert you have to pay your own. Alright, there is a cost and there is a cert that is given. So you can see over here, this project management professional, okay, they will prepare you. Then after that, you will have to take the exam. Okay, you have to take the exam. So I can show you. Whatever we do, there is a reason behind. So you can see that this is a professional certification. PMP is a professional certification, and you can see that the schedule is basically full day. Okay, you see how much is it? Easily, you see how much is it? See, can see how the duration? 19 to 27 is about a week, right? Around a week plus. So it's basically 9 to 5, 9 to 5. So this course is 80 hours everything compressed. Because you spread out. If you want to conduct this course, I give you 1 week plus, I can finish it. Okay? And so if you see outside, there is a course that is limited. Okay? Does it include the certificate? No. It does not include the certificate. So it is this amount that you need to go in and you need to pay. Okay? Clear? Okay. So then if you say that I finished already, I want to go and take the exam. And I show you. Where is the test? Assessment. Okay, assessment test. Okay, PMP test. See, PMP test. There is a test. If you want to take, you can go outside and get the certification, but you need to pay. So let's see how much it requires. I think few $100. You can see here. Let me see how much is it. This is the training 1,500 plus. Where is the exam? This is a certification, PMP certification. This is US exam. It should be around $500 or $600. Okay, never mind. We will move on. We move on from here. Certification test. Price. Okay, man. Doesn't matter. So basically, this project management is not something that we plug from the air. It is following certain course. So this PMP is only useful when you are dealing with US company. US company, certain Singapore company value this certification. If not, how you manage the cost. So at the end of this, once you get this test, you done, you complete the course. So there is a like now you're going through a preparatory course. So after the course ready, then you can go and try out take the test. Once you get certified as a test or PMP with a title behind your name, then you can go and work, especially in US company, because they value this. They want you to do as a role as a project manager. A project manager means any project given to you, maybe 1 year project, 3 year project, 10 year project, you are able to follow through. And there are certain procedures you need to follow through. Okay? In ITE, when this course already been sliced down, they sliced down to the level that is easier for you to follow. Okay, but the gist of it is to that. Am I clear about this? Clear? So project management is an action and a requirement. So how big is the project? It can be 2-3 years. How small is the project? It can be your own project. Okay, your student project. Alright, to your level, that is how small is it? Anybody got question? No? Okay, so let's go back to the lesson. So you can see over here, lesson 0 is basically you need to know the term. So project is something that you start and end, objective, some scope and resource. Project management is you need to follow 4 phases: initializing, planning, executing, and controlling. This one is usually executing and controlling together. Then the last part will be closing. In PMP, there are 4 phases. Okay, in PMP, there are 4 phases. And with that, you talk about your time, cost, and scope. This is important. They always talk about these 3. These 3 things. You need to have the time, you need to have the cost, and you need to have the scope. Any of it is missing, you will have problem to complete the project. So basically, the whole thing is called project management. You need to make sure that it start and ends, and to meet the deadline. That is the intended project management. So project leader or project manager can all this ability, and all these under his care. Okay, you'll be learning all this. So, see, 3 things, very important one. So you must have the time, you must have the scope, and you must have the cost in order to achieve your goal. For example, I have money for you. I have the scope, very clear cut. What are the things you need to complete, but I don't give you time, you cannot complete. So likewise, I give you a lot of time, I give you a lot of money, but I don't give you the scope. Then how to complete? I don't even know what to start on. So you must have objective. If I have the time, I give you a lot of time, I give you a lot of scope. I need to complete this by this time. But I don't give you money, how to complete? So these 3, there's no way to avoid. You have to have all 3 together. Okay, this is called the essential things. Okay, triangle. However, if any of this is missing, then it will be a constraint. Am I clear? Okay, so these are the factors you can read through. This is a flow that we definitely need to do. Initially, let me see. Okay, initially you need to start with your goal. What do you want? Okay, you must have the start and the end. For example, student project. You start in April, you end in October, right? If you are studying your start project, you usually go for competition. Be it whether IT competition, be it whether school competition, be it whether national competition or international competition. So that is an end point. End point means by that time you need to submit. So you work backward, that is your end point, and you work backward or further back, that will be your start point. Your start point will be what? When are you going to start? So usually this type of project starts in as early as possible. Okay, but theory calculation it always starts in April. because it's a financial year. Okay, so there is a start with a goal. You need to complete a project. Then with that, you need to do what? Still remember your problem scoping? Still remember now? Your AI project cycle, the 6 circle, the first one problem scoping. You know, I'll give back already. I'll give back already. CDE, NLPE. Still remember, right? So you have to know what do you need, what is the problem first, then you know what is the solution. You don't know your problem, you never know the solution. Okay, then after that, you need to do a plan. Okay, so it's like now, we have a schedule. You see this? My project is to deliver this topic on AIPF. So I told you the schedule. First, I told you the objective. Okay, we in line with what the PMP outside. Okay, and this certificate is value, so it creates a meaning to you. Okay, then therefore you have a goal. And my goal is to complete this. Okay, I tell you what is the things that you need to take note. There are two assessments. One assessment is practical test. The other assessment is group project. Okay, I tell you the start and the end. All right, week 9 we try to finish. Week 9 around there, week 9 we try to finish. If not, we can stretch all the way to week 10. Okay. Then the second thing is what is the time constraint and the cost? Cost negligent. Okay, because you already have the development cost of everything in, you can see the slides. So now the time is what? You already know your schedule. Every week, how many lessons you will have? At least 2 to 3 lessons. Okay. Then what else? I need to know create a. So all these schedules these are in the phase 2 plan. You create a plan for it. So we will have a plan to complete. Every week 2 or 3 lessons, and week 10, how many lessons? What are the objectives? You really know. Then third, then we go through execution and control. Execution and control is where teacher deliver. So when they deliver the lesson to you, it can be what? Face-to-face deliver, or it can be self-directed learning, means we give you the material, you read. Okay? In this case, you can, certain students will read faster, certain students will read slower. Okay, but you read. Right? And last but not least, once you finish everything, you will have presentation and we have closure. Okay, that is where the typical flow of a project. So in this case, lesson can also be a project. Okay, student project can also be a project. Student's project can be hardware and software. Okay, I think that, have you started your AIPD? Started AIPD, AIPD is basically your manage and your closure. AIPF is basically your initiate and your plan. Okay, so AIPF and AIPD should be combined together, but AIPD, one of the requirements is you need to have a project. Your own project, not school project, your own project. It requires you to have your own project. If not, you cannot pass the module. Okay, so AIPF is we tell you what to do. AIPD is what you need to do. Clear? Yeah. Okay, so if you look over here, there is a lot of slides. I can quickly run through. Okay, so you know the flow, the 4 phases. So now I go into your lesson number 1. Okay, how do you initiate a project? So you can see that this is the flow, AIPF, from top to bottom. So number 1 is initiate, number 2 is plan, number 3 is manage, number 4 is conduct and closure. Okay, so you can see now we are going into 1.1, 1.2. Later we go through 1.3, 1.4. Then after that we go to 2.1. That's why the number in front is 1.1, means this is the first competency, the first skill of number 1. Okay, that's how we name. Clear about this one? Okay, okay, so now we go into the first one. So first thing is you must know the problem. Right, problem scoping. So you need to identify and you need to perform general assessment. So first thing, you need to find opportunity. So in AIPF, you are termed as an engineer. Okay, termed as an engineer. So you need to know what to generate proposal. Okay, means you need to know your problem scoping. You don't know your problem scoping, how you solve. So you need to know problem scoping. So that's the first thing. Then how you go about doing your problem scoping? Okay, there are some ways that you can do. First is by research. What is the current situation? Okay, if you say that I want to do a business, you want to do a business, yes, that is your goal. So you need to know what are the business scenario now. Not last year, not the year before, it's what is now. Then what are the things that you can use AI to perform? Okay, so let's go inside. So when I want to define what is your opportunity, means what is your problem scoping. Then you need to have all these steps. Okay, you need to define your scope. Till this under PDP, you need to define your scope. Means, can I say that I want to do humankind, mankind, the welfare of mankind. Everybody will have no death. I want to do, for example, I want to do a project. I want to do AI project that protects everybody for the welfare of mankind. They can prolong their life. They can do whatever they want. For example, is it realistic or not? It's too big, right? It's not realistic. So you need to scope. You need to say, I want to do a project for who? For this class. I want to do a project for this class to allow you to do your student project. Something like this, do a student project. So I have to scope it down, more manageable. Okay, not too big, more manageable. So that you can do that because you know that you only have how many months to do. So you cannot be so big. If it is a big project, then you have to divide. You have a team of maybe 2, 3 person. Then you need to divide. First part you do, second part you do, third part you do, everybody do together. Concurrently, and not I do already, then I give to you. Then you do already, then you pass to the other person. May not be possible. Okay? Second thing, before you do, when you think about your scope already, so student project, we talk about student project, anyway later you will talk about your student project for your PIP, AIPE. So I want to do a student project, okay, objective, finish by October. So what is your pain point? Do you have a skill set? When you are now? Is there any gap? Do you have a skill set? If you don't have a skill set, that's the bottleneck, so I need to learn. The skill set that you learn in AI course, you need to have other set. For example, I want to do a web-based, but I don't have a web-based skill set, so I need to learn. So these are things. Then you do your research, AI trend, okay, capability. What trend that it has, what capability it has that it allows me to do the student project. Okay. Then after that you need correction. I missed up it. So I go back again. Your project scope. After that you need to understand your business domain, which area. So for student project, your business domain area is within IT. Okay. Then you talk about what is your, do you have your skill set, pain point? You have the skill set. You have good. Don't have, that is your pain point or your bottleneck. Okay, something that stops you from moving. Then you analyze. Is there any available data that you have at the moment? Okay. Number 5. Then you go into your trend, that AI trend and the capability you have. AI has been evolving and it's been evolving very, very fast. Okay. Last time is what? CVE, NLPE, right? Then after that course started 1 year plus, it come up with ChatGPT. Oh, so fast. Then after that, when ChatGPT come out, a lot of Gen AI tools also come out. Very fast, right? So you can see that they are evolving and they're changing. So these are called your AI trend. Okay? Then after that, then you go into, after you know your trend already, right? Stakeholder, your project, does it involve other people or not? Does it involve only yourself or involve your teammate or involve other people like public? You want to do a project to help the public. An AI project to help the public. Maybe you want to design a walking stick, an AI walking stick to help the elderly. So your stakeholder will be the elderly. Okay? The stakeholder will be whoever involved in affected, directly affect or indirectly affect will be your stakeholder. So you need to engage them. Okay? You all learned before design thinking or not? Design thinking, empathy you heard before or not? So you need to know what is the problem. So you need to empathize the person. You need to put yourself in their shoe. Then you go through the motion. Then you know what are the pains that they have. Then you can do the project. Then after that, you conduct visibility. You conduct visibility. Whether doable or not doable, can or cannot. At your level, can or cannot. Then after that, you prioritize opportunity. You doable, you have a lot of ideas, right? Because you all can do, a lot of ideas you can do. So which one is the most probable step that you can use? So you prioritize your opportunity. You cannot do everything together. You only can maybe prioritize one or two. You can identify 10, but you prioritize one or two. Then you do that one or two. Okay? Because you got constraint, you got pain, you got bottleneck. Okay? Because you don't have the time, you must have the cost. You don't have the cost, you must have the triangles, do you remember? The time, the cost, and I don't remember it.
Skills. Skills.
Huh?
Skills. Skills.
Skills. Okay. Alright. And after you define already, right? You know what you want to do already, right? You know what are the prioritized opportunity you want to do already, right? Then you must have a roadmap, a timeline, get chart, how you want to achieve it. 6 months, 3 months, how you want to achieve it. Then go by weeks. First week, what you need to do. Second week, what you need to do. All these things. Then you do an iterate and refining because your plan may have to change. So as you go through the plan, you will have to change and refine it. Okay, so this is the question. Yeah. Basically, all the steps that just now I went through, these are the basic steps. Okay. Question? So this is the number one. First competency, number one, number two. Research and identify. This one you need to do because in your AIPD you need to do a project at the second part. Okay, you need to do a project at the second part. It can be initial or it can be group. Okay, individual project means a single person can do it, or group project means you need to have at least 2 persons to do it. Question. No question, Okay, we move on. So this is how, if the material is there, you see, I can just read. I can use Gen AI. You ask me if I don't understand, I just cut and paste Gen AI. Please explain to me in your simple terms. Then your Gen AI will explain to you. Okay, if you are keen to learn. So now number 3 and number 4, identify the potential, AI ethics potential, and also the legal and regulatory requirement. Okay, you all learn about AI ethics, right? Correct, still remember, right? AI ethics applier, right? Okay, so you all know what is happening. So basically, they follow 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way to 9. First, data privacy and security. This one has been done with AI ethics. Okay, because of PDPA, therefore we give PDPC. Okay, the council, PDPC council, they come out with PDPA Act. And it's in formalized in 2012. Therefore, you follow the procedure. Everything you cannot disclose your NIC, you cannot disclose your certain account number, all these things. Okay, if your NIC, you need the last 4 digits or last 3 digits, you can disclose. The rest is possible. It's very simple. Okay, your name can it be disclosed? Can. Okay, if you work in a place in the organization, can your phone number be disclosed? Can. Okay, your appointment or destination in the company can. Okay, because this is employment. Okay, you are in a business, you can show this to the public. Okay, the rest of it, there are certain things that can, certain things cannot. So it's data privacy. Can. Okay, your personal finance, are you able to disclose?
Okay.
So all these are data privacy. Okay, number 2, fairness and non-discrimination means when you do your project, okay, it cannot have any bias. It should be fair, regardless of race, language, or religion. Right now, that's the all that you did, right? Every one of us did, right? So therefore, you should follow. Non-discrimination means racism, discriminate of sex, what else? All the very touchy issue. Okay. Number 3, transparency. This transparency and explanation is part of AI ethics. In AI model AI governance framework in IMDA, there is a framework that encourage transparency and explanation. So the code, the software that you, the coding that you do, okay, you should able to give it to another third party to do some audit, and it should be explained by itself. Explanatory means when another person read your code, they are able to know what you are trying to do. Okay? So that's called explainability. Number 4, the IP rights. If you are doing a company or you are doing the software for a company, there is a certain IP right, intellectual property. If they file an IP, then you will adhere to the IP requirement. Okay, and usually you see the IP right either a C close bracket, copyright, something like copyright. You cannot disclose, right? Technology you cannot disclose. Okay, soft coding you cannot disclose, correct? Because you are doing it for the company. So for yourself, if you are doing yourself, then you think about whether you really have any IP rights or not, or anybody can share. It's called open source. Okay? Accountability and liability is related to the stakeholder, and also if there's any disclose anything, you need to be liable for it. You need to be responsible for it. Regulatory compliance is more on law. So for example, you work and you want to do something, you want to collect some data set. Okay, if IT per se, we follow the PDPA, so there are certain things you need to follow, certain procedure you need to follow. So there's certain rules you need to follow. For us, we call SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. So there are certain rules you need to follow. Okay, when you do your project. Ethics consideration. Ethics consideration is what? If you see the if I'm driving down a car, okay, I see on the right side there are elderly people moving across the road. On the left side, young children crossing the road. Which one will you go? If you cannot stop the car, go to right or go to left? It depends on ethics. Okay, it depends on your ethics. Which one do you value most? Okay? Okay, clear? Okay, number 8, human oversight and responsibility. This one usually deal with, you heard before, human in the loop, human out the loop, and human over the loop or not?
Yes.
Heard before, so when you do a project, you want to use AI, you want the AI to take over, full control, partial control, or basically you be in the process of controlling it. Usually in the decision making. And number 9 will be international consideration. How is it applied? Different country, different law, different regulation, different data privacy. They are common and they are specific. Common to all like transparency, explainability. Okay, but specific, it can be only for that country. So for Australia, if you want to bring anything that is, for example, you will step down on the ground, right? You need to make sure that you'll have your shoe, everything is soil free. You cannot bring your own soil because you step on the floor, right? From Singapore, you step, you go there to make sure that you clean all your shoes. So they have a platform that you need to stick all your whatever, your soil, everything must be stay good before they enter the country. So something like this. Okay? Alright? So, all this I went through. Can read, Can read yourself, Okay?
Sure.
Can just read yourself, So, question about your lesson. I'm doing a quick glance, then after that you can read more. Okay, I'm doing a quick glance. So now we are going to 1.3. Okay, just now we do the first competency 1.1, 1.2. Okay, now we will go to 1.3. So 1.3, right? So 1.3, there are total 4 things you need to do. So once you have problem scoping, you have some you will really need your opportunity, you will really scope in what are the areas you want to focus in. Okay, so for example, I take just now the stake, I want to do something AI stake for the elderly. Okay, so this is my deliverer. So my deliverer must have what? Deliverable means what you need to produce. So it will be the outcome. At the end of it, my project is to make, I use SMART. SMART is an acronym used for to specify, to help you to specify, or to help you to write, or to help you to define some statement. Okay, some statement help you to define. Okay, so SMART. Let's see whether today have here. SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time down. Okay, so for my side, the stick, I want to do a walking stick. Very specific, right? Right now, I want to do a walking stick for the elderly. Okay, and this walking stick should have a height that allow an average elderly to hold. It should have some stopper or some rails on the other end of the walking stick. So measurable. Okay, quantify it. Then this walking stick must able to complete within 3 months. For example, 3 months. So my project only 6 months, I will do it 3 months will be more than enough. Okay, must be achievable within 3 months. And the material is easily found. Okay, and it has some of an AI component on it. For example, I detect traffic light. The AI stick will able to inform me traffic light in front, be careful. Then he will slow down. Right? Traffic light clear, cross the road. Then I can cross the road. So there will be some audio, some sound, okay, or some lighting. Red color means if there are some lighting, the red color means stop. Green color means walk. Okay, walking stick, walking stick, so achievable. Okay, LED achievable. Then some model training achievable. So relevant, it helps the elderly to walk safely. Okay, eventually safe for the elderly. AI safety, so I call it maybe AI safety walking stick for elderly. Okay, time bound, I will give you already 3 months. Okay, so time bound, valid. My project, ITE, there is a time bound. Okay, ITE only give you 6 months, so I do it 3 months, just nice. Okay, anybody got question about this SMART goal? For your project, you need to define, you need to define a SMART goal. Okay? Okay, so I will give you an example. Example 2, you can go and read. Okay, you can go and read. What are things that is bad and a good example, I leave it to you, you can read. Okay, for example, specific, I want to create a mobile application, still very vague. Design and develop a mobile application for iOS and Android platform, very clear cut. Okay, there are 3 platforms, Windows, iOS, and Android. Depends on which one you want. So this time I will really define which one. And what does it mean? Allows the user to track their daily fitness activity. So it's very specific. Compared to create a mobile application, very vague. I don't know what you want. And yes, mobile application for what platform, what you will do. Okay? Clear about this now? So you can read now. All this you can read. Okay. Once you know what to deliver, what should you do? So my walking stick, I take my example walking stick. I know my walking stick. So I understand problem. A lot of elderly, they move around, their eyesight failing, their movement failing. It is usually is by themselves. If not, they will need a helper to help. Okay, for example, so I need the walking stick is like a helper. And AI, because it got some sensing around and also some video capturing events. They can capture the surrounding and inform me. So I want to cross the road. Okay, so that's my objective. So I break down. So in order to do that, I need to break down the task. So my stick, I need to develop the stick as one task. I need to develop the app that is on the stick. AI model, that's another task. I need to develop the sensing that is protruding out, taking videos or taking pictures where I move. That's the third task. Okay. Now, so I need to define when I'm going to complete. Can all these tasks concurrently go on or not? Okay? In the working state, I can concurrently do. I got how many people in my group? Maybe 2%. Wait, you take care of the physical one, I take care of the software. So one take care of hardware, one take care of software. Okay, then we can run concurrently. You will tell them by what time you need to come back, then we can look into it. So you need to define the task, activity, and also milestone, what you need to achieve. 2 weeks later, you must give me. 3 weeks later, you must give me. So the task and the activity is called WBS. WBS stands for work-based. Work-based. Okay, let's see. There should be something that is along the line. Let's see what is it. WBS is a work breakdown structure. WBS, work breakdown structure, is under PMP. I can't remember all my learning already. Okay? Okay, WBS, work breakdown structure. Then the third one is, who are the stakeholders you gather? Elderly, correct? Who's elderly? Which race? What range? Which sector of Singapore you need to look into it? So all these things. Okay? Then after that, you need to talk about your dependency. Dependency is what? I need to fix out a camera, then I can collect picture. So for your collection of picture, I need to fix out a camera right now. I cannot say I collect picture without fixing my camera. Am I clear about this? So this is called dependency. I must do the task 1, then I can do my task 2. If my task 1 not completed, I cannot do my task 2. Okay? So for example, the tasks are very simple tasks. I want to go out of the room. I must open the room, the door. I must unlatch the door, and then I can push the door out. I cannot say I want to push the door out without unlatching the handle. Am I clear about this or not? So it's dependent. Okay, I must latch, then I can push out the door. Am I clear? Okay, so this is called dependency. Documentation delivery. This one is basically you need to deliver some document. In IT, there's certain document, there's certain form you need to fill in, so you need to fulfill that. Okay, and you need to validate. Validate the stakeholder means you develop the thing already, right? You need to let the elderly test. This is very good. This is not so good. Give feedback to you. Okay, then you'll be fine. Go back to the steps, you'll be fine. Okay, anybody got question? So the process is interactive, it will repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. Okay, buying is a process where you want to bring them to your understanding. Okay, means you want to tell everybody, hey, I'm going to buy this thing, I want to do this thing. Everybody must support, every day you must support, you must keep on asking them so that they will support you, they will collaborate with you, especially in the team. Okay, so a bit boring. The rest you can read. So, why? Okay, so basically you need to define your problem, you need to know your data collection, so you need to collect. In AI model, you need to collect your, for example, I want to develop an AI model put on the walking stick, right? So I need to collect the picture. I need to take the thing, collect the picture. Different different traffic light, different condition, day and night. I need to collect the picture, collect, so that I can do what? Model training. So which model I want to select? If it's a camera, I need to have computer vision. What algorithm I need to have? Okay, so I need to select. Then I train my model. Train the model already, I evaluate at the height of the camera, at the model train, am I able to detect the traffic light? Okay? Then you deploy. Okay, you will fix a stake, you deploy the model onto the maybe your Arduino Uno. Okay, you know Arduino Uno now. You heard that before ALT? Correct. So if deploy in the Arduino Uno, tiny ML, put the model inside, then the model small enough to stick to the stick, then you're able to detect, right? So after that you monitor, hey, where are rain nowadays? Is it waterproof or not? Not waterproof, how? So there is a term called ingress protection. Okay, IP. So IP 4.3, 44567767. You know IP or not? You heard before IP? Not intellectual property. It's the dust proof or waterproof of your devices. A higher number, the better it is. Heard before or not? Your phone, what is it? No, it's not address. You will say this phone is it IP55. This equipment IP65. You heard before? So it's telling you dust or particles can it sit inside your device, right? So if it's a dust because you go outdoor, don't stay outdoor. Okay? So documentation, you need collect, communication, then continue to improve. Okay, then the rest I don't need to read through. I just give you the breakdown. You can go and evaluate. Okay, next one. After that, you need to evaluate your objective. Okay, feasibility means whether can you do it or can you don't do it. Okay, so you already define your objective, you conduct your initial, you need to check the market. Anybody want to use that working stick now? Whether a lot of people will be using. Technically, can you do it or not? Yes or no? Does the person have the finance or the cost, the money to develop the walking stick? Is there any regulations in Singapore dealing with the walking stick in terms of the height, the weight, the big size of this? Any other resource that is available? Does it help in organization capability? So in your project, it does help. Okay? Any risk of mitigation or not? Wow, too slippery, too shiny, cause a problem to the root user, very noisy, something like that. So after that, you do your preliminary feasibility assessment. Okay, all the steps I roughly go through. Okay, then the last part is the proposal. So proposal, you highlight. These are the proposal means what? Document. Whenever you read or whenever you submit your project, you cannot see the thing, right? So you must submit your proposal. Proposal is a form of report. Okay, so the report got some header, standard header, very standard header. If you go outside, I have this idea, very good idea, seed funding. You all want to contribute to the project. If you contribute to the project, within 6 months, I give you the first protocol free, something like that. Then you put inside, then people will say, I like your idea, I donate $10, I donate $50, I donate $100. Then you pull out the money, then you use the money for your project. You heard before this?
Yes.
You heard before, because certain people they do ask for donation. So for project also have, but it's called seed fund. SEED, seed funding. A term called for it. Unless you say IP have funding, if not, usually you do it yourself. So seed fund. Okay, question? Okay. After that, you need to know what is the description of your project. So your just now you went through, right? You need to describe, you need to make it clear. So you must have scope, objective, time, what you need to deliver. Objective. Then, when you know your objective already, how you want to do it, that's called approach and methodology. Usually it's your timeline, your which phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. So phase 1 is planning, phase 2 is initiate. No, first phase 1 is initiate, phase 2 is plan. Okay, phase 3 is implement, phase 4 is project closure. Okay, so you're going to do this. So then who is involved? Stakeholder, resource, what do we have? Who are involved? You need to do this is something new. You need to do a risk assessment. Risk assessment is what? What happens is your stake not available. What happens if the elderly fall down? What happens if the stake is too high? What happens if the stake is causing a disturbance to the root user? These are your risk management. Okay, they call it risk assessment. Then you say, This risk unlikely. This risk very likely. This risk not likely. Then based on your risk assessment, then you can carry on. Risk is something that have not happened, but you think that it will happen. Okay, clear about this now? Risk is something that has not happened, but you think that it happened, so you do an assessment. Okay, then after that you evaluate and measure. Means if the model developed already, you need to measure, you need to let people use. Then you check whether it's good. Okay, for AI is accuracy, is it 90% or 95% or 96%? Okay. Then last, your budget and cost estimate, $50, $100. People will buy, I don't know. For the work state, will people buy? I don't know. You have to go and do your own market research. So next step, once you approve already, then you need to have what? Gantt chart. A flow of Gantt chart. Okay, a flow of Gantt chart means what you need to do. Okay, step by step. Then you wrap up. Question about this lesson plan number 2. Okay, lesson plan number 3, still under the initiate, project initiate, still the first competency. So 1.4. So we did 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, so now we go into 1.4. So 1.4, there are total 7 areas. So you already know your project objective, you already know your project solution. Then you already describe the technology right behind you, right? That's not my walking stick. I already described already. I need to have physical, I need to have computer vision, all these things. Alright, then I need to showcase the benefit while it prevents elderly from falling down. It helps elderly to source to move around, especially crossing the road. Then you provide evidence. So you must have what? You must have. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to put it inside.
Everybody, we use your AIPD project teams. Use your AIPD project teams. By the way, you all saw the assignment exercise also. Hang on, everybody.